let's try the jelly.
Ah.
Oh, that's a bit fishy. Very, very fishy.
Yeah, the
jelly.
fish is fishy. Very nice, very nice.
Oh my goodness.
So guys, today I am in an area called Hoxton in London, and I am near the street called Hoxton Street, and with me this is Francesca, and where are we going?
So, if we walk down here, you will see the very historical pie and mash shop, which is over 100 years old, called F.Cooke.
F.Cooke, okay.
Yeah, F.Cooke. And obviously you've got the new shops, like Poundland, but this is such a historical, beautiful piece of history.
This street looks like a street in India where there are street vendors and they're selling clothes on the street and bags and vegetables.
Well, you could do a bit of bartering. You know,
Bartering?
You can ask for money off. It's
Oh.
similar.
Okay.
They say £5, you say £4. Goes on and on and on.
Okay.
But here we go, the beautiful F.Cooke. Look at the history of that.
Pie and mash. F.Cooke.
All the
Wow.
way from the 1800s.
1800s. Wow.
Think of all the events in life over the last century that have happened, and this is still remained here.
Wow, that's good. Let's check it out from here. So, wow. Oh, it looks like a normal Indian restaurant.
Oh yes, that could go well. Oh, thanks.
You look really sad.
Young man, give us 1 minute and I'll get your veggie pie.
Can you smile for the camera?
I'll get your veggie pie mashed here.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. First time having you.
Oh, it's the first time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like jelly deals?
I'll be right with you. Pie mash, yeah. My granddad used to eat the jelly deals. I used to just eat the jelly. Not the eels. Yeah.
They must be delicious if lots of people like them.
Well, I think it's an acquired taste, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm determined to enjoy
Young
it.
man, your veggie pie mash is
All right,
ready.
thank you.
Would you like spicy vinegar for your pie mash?
No. This is the vegan one.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Spicy vinegar?
Wow, looks good.
Because we need to introduce ourselves.
Wait. So this is the vegan one.
Yeah.
What is this?
So this is hot eels and mash.
And how about this?
This is jellied eels.
Jellied.
This is one of the most
Is there some jelly in this? This is jelly.
This is the gelatin is what comes out of the eel when you boil it.
Okay. And what else is there inside this? What's this black thing?
So this is the skin of the eel.
And that's the jelly. This thing is the jelly.
Yes, this comes out of the eel when you boil it. And
Okay.
hopefully there'll be a lovely strong flavour in the eel. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
Okay.
How does it taste?
Okay, so we are in F.Cooke in Hoxton, and I've come to try a very traditional East End dish. I've always wanted to try it, and this is the best of the best you can get. So I have this as a tribute to the people of the East End. I'm sure it's a beautiful dish. Let's have a taste.
Oh, okay. You don't look happy. Is it good?
Yeah, interesting texture. Let's try the jelly.
Ah,
Oh, that's a bit fishy. Very, very fishy.
yeah, the
jelly.
fish is fishy. Very nice, very nice.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try the skin.
Ah,
Yes, I can see how people would like it. Yeah, I'm just not used to eating jelly. But I can see how people would like it. Okay. Not too bad.
ah, what is this now?
And then
Tell me about this.
Here we have the eels in a lovely parsley sauce.
Okay.
This is the hot version of the eels, and this is the liquor, which is the juice of the eels. So let's try this parsley sauce. Oh, the parsley is very fresh. It tastes homemade. And that's a really good quality home cooked meal, that is. Oh, you can't beat that. Watch out, the bones.
I am eating the vegan one. There are no bones.
You won't have a problem there. There's so much parsley. Lots of flavour. Very nice mash. But I've been told to be very careful of the bones. If you haven't eaten eels before, yeah, very nice. Very nutritious meal, full of collagen. You don't need face creams, expensive face creams. You just need eels. Natural collagen.
What is this white thing? The white thing.
This is mashed potato.
Ah, potato. Okay.
That's a traditional English favourite.
Okay.
Oh, it's so homemade. As fresh as the ocean. Okay, let's try some more jelly. Oh. It's a strange experience eating fish-flavoured jelly.
Yeah.
But I'm determined to get into the meat here. Think of all the history within one bowl. All the East Enders that have looked forward to this meal. Yes.
Is it good? Is it okay?
Full of flavour, full of flavour. Yes, I think a lot of people would enjoy this dish. If you love fish, and you'll love this. And if you're used to eating aspic in Poland and in Finland and Denmark, they love aspic with meat in it. And if you're used to that, you'll love this. Okay, I think I enjoy this hot one better.
Okay.
So yes, I mean, it's something worth trying once in your life.
Oh, only once in life?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste. I'm sure it brings back a lot of happy memories for a lot of elderly people.
Okay.
In every bite, you know. For me, I think it's too strong in flavour for my palate. But everyone's got to try it once.
Okay. I'm gonna try the vegan one after this.
Oh yes. The more palatable, more regular meal is the vegan pie.
Ah. This doesn't have any fish, right?
No.
Only vegetables.
Yes, only vegetables.
Do you know what this thing is made of?
Well, it would have a vegan pastry
Okay.
with no eggs, of course.
Yeah.
And, but I'm determined to eat as much of this fish as possible because it's very, very good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good for you. And I want to stay youthful and young, so I'm going to eat this all down.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to enjoy my meal now.
Okay.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Here we go.
Okay, so
Here we have.
this is my vegetarian pie. This is called pie, right?
Yes.
I don't know. You need to tell me. What
This is a vegan pie, Gaurav.
Vegan pie.
This is the piece of history, East End history in a plate.
East End history.
Yes, you have to behold hundreds of years since the 1800s in your pie.
Okay.
This is a very traditional British dish serving the working people of the East End.
Okay.
So as you can see here, beautiful British potatoes, and here we have the delicious parsley sauce.
Okay.
I hope you can taste the flavour and aroma in your parsley sauce.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very strong, powerful, pungent sauce there.
There are a lot of herbs, I think, in this, right? So,
Many herbs.
so let me try.
Oh, let's crack open the centre.
Oh, this one.
Ah, looks like a lot of potato.
It tastes good. Yeah.
Any spices in the potato, in the pie?
Not too many. For me, it works. I'm Indian, right? So.
Oh yes, you wanted the stronger
Yeah.
the spices, the better.
Yeah. These are, I think, very, very medium or also very low spices for me. Sir.
And I'm sure you could enjoy the whole meal comfortably.
So how do I eat?
Well, you just
I mix them.
a dollop of the mash.
A dollop. What is a dollop?
A good spoonful of mash with your potato and your parsley.
Like this?
Yes, and then you need to say, lovely jubbly.
Lovely. Well. Lovely jubbly.
That's it.
Lovely jubbly.
Me old maca.
Very nice. Very nice.
Lovely boy.
Okay.
Okay, Gaurav. Right.
Let me try
You
once
seem
more.
to be enjoying that pie. I'll let you get on with your pie.
Over and out.
Over and out.
So, while eating, we saw one strange thing. And first I thought it was something on the floor. But it's actually everywhere. If you see here, there is this white powder everywhere. So, it's... Right? So, we asked the owners of the restaurant, what exactly is it? So, Fran, tell us, what exactly this is, sir?
So, we were so interested about what the sawdust was doing on the floor, and I just found out that in the olden days, the men and women and children used to eat their eels and then spit out the bones onto the floor, and the sawdust helped cleaning the floor at the end, all the bones. And they still keep the sawdust here to this day because it's still helpful to clean up the floor. So that's why we've got sawdust all over the floor.
Wow, that's really interesting, because I thought, it's some dirt on the floor or something, but then I saw it everywhere in the restaurant, and it's really amazing, right? So, I mean, they're still cleaning it in the way they were cleaning it tens of years back. How many years back? I mean,
well, 1800s.
1800s, so hundreds of years back.
Hundreds, yeah.
Wow.
And if you can imagine where we're sitting now, all of the people, even during the war, all the families with their little cats and the little Cockney kids,
Yeah.
they all would have been around the table spitting their bones out. And here we are, sat in the very same places those little kids were. Maybe a few Oliver Twists, a few street urchins saying, "Please, sir, can we have some eels?"
So did you also spit?
Oh, well, that was the done thing. Everyone spits their eel bones out. So there you go, a little piece of history.
Oh, that's really cool to know. I couldn't have known this. I mean, if I was not here with you. So thank you. Thanks to you.
And what we want to find out next is, where do the eels come from and how long are the eels?
How long?
I'm
Oh
going
my
to find
God.
out.
That will be scary.
Well, I can't imagine that an eel's face is very cute.
Oh,
Probably got little teeth.
oh
So
my God.
I'm going to ask where the eels came from, and I'm going to ask how long they are. So that'll be the next question.
Okay. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying your meal?
I've eaten as much as I can. I know it's a very nutritious meal. But in the UK we don't tend to eat much freshwater fish.
Yeah.
So our palates, when we experience it, it's a very pungent surprise.
Oh.
So, I appreciate it. I'm sure if I eat it every day, I'll get to love it. I probably wouldn't eat it again. So it may be a tradition that is probably going to die out. Yes, our ancestors, they survived on this stuff. Big respect to them. So yes, I ate as much as I could. Thank you very much, Gaurav.
Yeah, but maybe you should try the vegan one, because look at my plate. I finished the pie. I didn't finish the potato because it's too much potato, and I'm avoiding potato nowadays. Yeah, so. But I
Yes.
finished the pie. It was
If I was
good.
going to come here again, I would eat a pie. I would eat all of the pies. There's vegan pie, there's meat pie,
Yeah.
and the parsley sauce is excellent. I think we don't use herbs and spices enough in this country to make food taste better.
Yeah.
But they've really used the good flavour of the parsley to actually bring around flavour into the sauce.
Yes, it was good. Not the best thing I've ever tasted, but it was good. So I can eat it again. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, when you're super hungry.
yeah, unless there's a pizza place around.
Yeah.
If I have a choice between pizza and this pie, I'll choose pizza
Yes.
any day.
Okay. Oh, hello. So you are related to one of the original cooks. Oh. Wow.
Well, the original cook,
Oh,
Robert Cooke,
Robert Cooke. And he was from the
who's
18th.
there.
Oh, this is the Robert Cooke. There's an image of Robert Cooke on the wall.
That's Robert Cooke.
And he was born in 1800s.
About 1842.
Oh, okay, 1842. Wow, really a lot of history there.
He died in 1897.
Okay.
He was about 55.
Oh, fairly young.
So, yeah.
Okay, and so I ate some lovely jellied eels today, and I was just curious, where did the eels come from?
Well, we've got eels, obviously, in all round the coast of Britain anyway. Irish eels are still regarded as the best eels you can buy. Best that money can buy by far. But there's eels everywhere. I mean, there's lots of Dutch eels. You used to have Danish eels. You have them in America. They're all different. They're all from the original eel that comes from the Sargasso Sea. But if you have the stuff from New Zealand, they're Anguilla australis. So obviously they come from the southern hemisphere, but they're all supposed to originate in Sargasso Sea.
And so were the eels that I had for lunch today in here, which river were they from?
They're English. They could have come from our estuary or anywhere. Could have come anywhere, because they can live in salt water, brackish water, all sorts.
And so, how long would they be in size?
In the wild, a half-pound eel, which say would be about that long, takes about 8 years to grow in the wild. So when you see huge eels in the wild, then they're quite old.
Because I've heard that the Loch Ness Monster was just actually a huge eel.
Well, from some of the images that we've seen of it, it would be a bloody big eel. It would be a very, very big one.
Well,
I don't know. I don't think so, somehow.
Because I have literally seen eels that are so big,
Oh, some are very big, yeah.
Yeah, they're like the size of the table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And so I heard that eels were eaten a lot in the East End because they were it was a cheap sustenance meal for everyone.
Eels and oysters.
Yeah.
They were very, very, very cheap. Incredibly cheap.
But then the eels lasted longer in the bucket, and they lasted for a long time. But the oysters would die really quickly. So then,
well, the eels won't live long if they're not kept aerated. They have to. You don't just put them in water. If you put them in water, they'll just drown.
oh.
They have to breathe. They still have to have the water aerated. Otherwise, they will die.
Oh, okay. And so would you get eels like underneath Tower Bridge?
Yeah, in the Thames.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Well, just even in just right now.
Yeah.
Oh. And then they would go all the way through the Thames to Richmond and
All over the place.
Kingston.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Gosh. Okay. And so it seems that eels. Do you think eels are being eaten less and less and less over time?
Yeah, I think they probably are, but the thing is they've gone where they used to be very, very cheap. Now they're very, very expensive. Very expensive.
Oh.
As indeed are oysters.
I thought eels would just be in abundance everywhere.
Well, no, they say that if you tried to buy smoked eel today, there's lots of places that won't stock it because they say it's a non-sustainable food source. But the thing is, there's I don't know, it's hard to actually pin it down, but when they say, I mean, they've done surveys where they see how many eels there are in the Thames, which historically was a dirty river. Now it's very, very clean, they tell us. Touch wood, I hope it is.
Oh, yeah.
But they did surveys where they said, oh, there's only 8 eels in the Thames, there's only 6 eels in the Thames. I used to have a fella who used to come into me called Phil the Eel, and he used to catch him with a rod and line, all legitimate, he had a licence. And he used to bring me buckets of eels from Tower Bridge.
Wow.
So, you know, a lot of these things, I think, are scaremongers. A lot of them are scaremongers. But one of the things that it seems to me, bear in mind I'm not an authority on anything like this, I'm not an eco brain box, But they very rarely seem to put in the elvers in this equation. The elvers are the tiny, tiny baby eels. Very, very translucent. They sometimes call them glass eels. They're so small. If you had a cup of elvers like that, when they grew up, they'd probably cover the whole of this floor.
Wow.
They're
okay.
that small.
And they're edible.
Well, you put them you do them in seasoned flour live and throw them in a frying pan. I'm not all that keen on that. I don't like that.
I think fried eels and chips should have caught on just like fish and chips, but it didn't.
But when you think how many eels are taken, they reckon they're worth their weight in gold, elvers, and they're transported illegally and sold, and you're talking millions and millions and millions of eels that would be adults that are still babies. They reckon they carry them in suitcases and they die and all the rest of it. So when you take all that out of the system, that leaves less eels. I mean, they farm eels now in Holland. Actually farm them
still eat them there,
from small. Yeah, well they eat them here, but there's far less eels than there ever used to be.
Okay.
But I think a lot of it is to do with just the price.
And so what do you think about the future of shops like this? Do you think we'll still have these in 100 years' time?
Blimey. Well, if you were talking to me 18 months ago, after what's just happened to us with the pandemic, there's probably lots of things you wouldn't think are going to happen in 100 years anyway, because I think this has changed everything. Changed absolutely everything. But will there be shops like this in 100 years? God almighty, I have no idea. We're not going to make any petrol or diesel cars in this country after 2030. Honestly, I'm at a bit of a loss. But we'll see. You never know. I won't be here in 100 years' time, that's for sure.
Well, I hope someone else would have taken over.
Oh, well.
But this used to be like a hive of all the families would come in with their kids. And so that they would eat, because there's sawdust on the floor, which was really interesting. And I heard that all the people would eat their eels and then just spit the bones out.
Yeah, probably years ago they would have, yeah.
Oh, gosh. That can't be very ladylike.
Well,
I suppose if you need to eat, you need to eat. Oh, gosh! So I'm sitting in a place that's been full of people over hundreds of years, and just if I could see back through time, what it was like here, I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The history and everything.
The world wars, the wars would have been going on, and I suppose with the rationing, people would have eaten eels even more.
Well, obviously during the war, so I was told, we had an allocation of meat that we used to have. I suppose obviously being catering establishments, you'd get your fair whack, and try and make, do the best you can. I mean, everything was short, but butchers still had to have meat, fishmongers still had to have fish. Restaurants like us, pies and stuff, we would have still had to have had meat and flour and stuff.
Okay. Wow.
Fortunately, I missed the war as well. I remember the craze, but I missed the war.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so that the pies were only brought in after the eels. So when did you start selling the pies?
My great-grandfather was the first man to put the pie, the mashed potato and the parsley sauce together in 1862.
Wow, 1862?
1862, yeah. Wow, and that was the Victorian times.
Yeah.
With that mean Victoria.
And I tried this vegan pie. When did you start this one?
I'll tell you exactly when they started to build the college up here, because we thought, I don't know, rightly or wrongly, that there'd be a load of students and they might be a bit arty-farty and want vegetarian stuff and stuff. In actual fact, the pies, they're not, we say they're vegetable pies, but they're actually vegan. They're full, no meat at all. But in fairness, most of the kids in the college buy chicken and chips and walk along and,
Oh, yeah. Because it's a bit tricky to eat gravy.
Yeah. Well, we've got a fair few regulars for our vegan pies, and they ring up and order. We don't have them cooked. We only cook them to order. They take about 15 minutes. So we have a lot ring us up and say, stick us one in or stick us two in. We'll be in at 1 o'clock, whatever it is.
I see. And so, have you lived in Hoxton all your life?
I'm not a Hoxton boy. I'm from the Broadway Market.
Oh, Billingsgate, Broadway, Liverpool Street.
Broadway Market. Right.
I don't know where that is.
If you went to the barrier here, where all the pots and pans are hanging up the top, and turned right, Nuttall Street, go right the way across, you go down Wiston Road, and then you turn left over the Canal Bridge, and that's Broadway Market, which is where our other shop was.
Okay. Oh, but that one shut down forever.
We sold it in November.
Oh, and I suppose it's become a hipster, gentrified shop now, probably.
I have no idea. We can't get to it anymore because they've shut the bridge off. They're shutting all the roads off. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But
well, I suppose they're trying to make congestion-free streets.
yeah, but unfortunately, it's a bit counterproductive because they shut certain streets off, and all it does is doubles the traffic in other streets. So it actually makes it worse. And not only that, you can't get to these people. There will be a time when we just won't be able to deliver to these people. It's crazy.
Wow, well, maybe the councils will have to get involved with that.
They're squeezing the roads like this with the bus lane and a bicycle lane and a bicycle lane, and the roads are gradually getting squeezed, and the traffic is still the same amount of traffic trying to get through these squeezed roads. And all it is more congestion.
Oh, I thought they must have a reason.
Well, if there is, I don't bloody know it.
Oh, God. And so with the eels, so do you get them live here and then you prepare them in the back?
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Gosh. I was watching a video about that, and apparently, yes, a very messy job.
It can be. There's a bit of blood and guts knocking around, yeah.
Okay. So is that still your duty?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Okay. Well, so the future of this place, do you think you'll hand it over to more of your relatives?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
Okay. Okay, well, that's Fran from the Eel and Pie shop in Hoxton with lovely Mr. Cooke here, and I shall leave it there. Over and out.